Harry Potter author JK Rowling is embroiled in controversy yet again. So her new novel, Troubled Blood, hit the shelves today. It's written under her male pen name and deals with a man who dresses like a woman in order to kill his victims. That's the way it's described. But some people are upset over the book's subject matter and want the author to be canceled. In fact, the hashtag rest in peace, JK Rowling, is trending as we speak, especially because some of her past controversial comments, like back in June, JK was accused of questioning the nature of gender identity and whether trans women were in fact real women. Okay, so I'm just going to break this down for all of you because I know that some of our viewers have already written in, like, what's going on with JK Rowling? Why is she being canceled? Why is this hashtag trending? And I'm going to have to simplify it for time's sake. So there's two huge sides to this, right? Very polarizing. You have one side that is defending JK Rowling, saying she's an author, she's a creative, she should be able to create her villains in her books any way that she sees fit without people assuming that she's painting an entire community with a broad brush and people shouldn't be labeling her nor canceling her. Then you have another side saying, well, you take her, first of all, the book no one's read, I should just say. Unless you're a critic, the book comes out today.
It's not out yet.
Yes, so all the people on social media with an opinion right now, they're going off the headlines, okay? So then you have this other side that is saying, okay, pointing to the fact that she's made transphobic comments in the past, and they're afraid that her book, the way that she describes this villain, is going to perpetuate transphobic behavior and negative thoughts in regard to, and negative stereotypes rather, in regard to trans people in the trans community. Now, here's how I want to direct this, because there's so much going on here. Erica, let me start with you. This is coming from someone that lives and breathes Harry Potter. I own the books, I read them all, I love them. They're up in my bookshelves as we speak. But I'm also a big supporter of trans rights, and I'm conflicted here. Let's say, worst case scenario, she is transphobic, whether it's malicious or whether it's just pure ignorance. Can you separate the art from the artist, kind of like that we've spoken before in regard to Michael Jackson and his allegations and his and appreciating his music?
Well, let me put it this way from somebody who is actually sitting in prison right now. I cannot separate R. Kelly from the music. Cannot, won't not. That's it. But I think the point is that what I believe we're missing is that I think that this is all intentional. Back in June, nobody, not one person, not even a peep, asked JK Rowling about her ideas of trans people. But she came forward and started this whole stir and doubled down on it. And to kind of have some duality of thought, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson brought up a lot of really great ally as well as advocacy groups like the Trevor Project, Mermaids Gender, and Mama Cash. So at least we're getting some awareness. But I think this is very intentionally done because I think that this was meant to kind of be a PR stunt and also to evoke some thought and conversation. But the way that it was done is very dismissive to the trans community. I will say this, if you have not seen the documentary Disclosure, Laverne Cox does such an amazing job in this documentary amongst so many other trans activists, actors and actresses to really paint the picture of what this conversation is about and the effective erasure of trans people and their rights. It really shows you how Hollywood plays into it, how we have such a limited scope, and it's very educational for anyone who isn't understanding the grand scheme of this and wants to really understand further.
Amen, Erica. I'd rather JK Rowling watch that and have a conversation than her be canceled. And again, I want her to learn. I want her to evolve. I don't want her to be ostracized and pushed into a corner because then she's going to be angry at the movement and she's not going to grow. So I think cancel culture is actually counterproductive.